I am here with Dr. Rebecca Spohn to discuss the N in the Be Kind campaign. We would like to know what nurturing growth and development means to her. What does nurture mean to you?
So the N in Be Kind for nurture, I love that. I guess it means a number of different things. As a supervisor, I think most importantly, I find it really important to be a support person to my employees as best I can. I guess the technical meaning for nurture is to encourage the growth or foster the growth and development of something or someone. And I've always found, since I was first kind of thrown in the deep water of the Arkansas State Hospital roughly 20 years ago, that support from the people that I work with, alongside of as colleagues on the unit, or even as in a supervisory capacity, really supporting someone in their learning process of adapting to this environment, because it is, I don't think anybody comes in here thinking that they know exactly what to do at every moment. And so having someone there kind of in real time by your side, offering that support, working alongside with, as opposed to just kind of overseeing from on high, has just always been very important to me. And some call that servant leadership. I just know that it made all the difference for me when I first started working here, and so I want to be a resource to everyone I work with, not just people in my department, but really anyone that comes to work at the Arkansas State Hospital. I always want them to know that I'm a resource.
So you've told us how you nurture our clients and the staff, but how do you nurture yourself?
So I didn't really speak to the clients, I guess. So I will say a little bit about that. I find that most of our clients here have been through, and the data and the research would certainly support this, have been through considerable difficulty in their life. Many score very high on the adverse life events ratings, things that we review to measure someone's experience with trauma or neglect. And so I think for us as workers here at the State Hospital, we do have to come in first and foremost as supporters and encouragers for any growth that we would hope to see in our patients. And I do think, despite these adverse life experiences, so many of our patients have a degree of resilience that I'm certain surpasses my own, for having faced such great difficulty, and for many still trying to push forward. And so anything that we can do to support and encourage those skills that are there, whether they be sort of muddled by mental illness or some adaptive or functional deficits, when we can kind of look for those skills that contribute to that resilience, we can then harness those and support their development and encourage improvement in functioning and life in the community, a possibility for a fulfilling life in the community. So I do think there's a great deal of nurturing that happens in if we approach patient care in that way. For myself, I over the years I have kind of developed what I refer to kind of as non-negotiables or bottom lines, things that I simply cannot compromise, or I will not function at my best, especially in this line of work. This is really, really challenging work. So some of my non-negotiables are exercise. I just make that a really almost daily part of my routine, 6 days a week, some form of movement, I also find that sleep is a non-negotiable. In my youth, I was a bit of a night owl, and now I've discovered that I cannot do that. I have to have at least 7 or 8 hours of good restorative sleep. And I've now that my kids are out of the house, I've been successful at doing that. And the other thing that I've gotten more consistent with as a habit is having some quiet time in the morning before I start my day, before I kind of get off into the stream of life. Taking some time doing, sometimes it's a little bit of meditation, sometimes it's a little bit of reading, just a little kind of an inward reflection on kind of where I'm at starting my day, and kind of get my mind in a good place to begin the day before the day sort of overtakes me. I used to just snooze, hit the snooze, hit the snooze, hit the snooze, and then rush out of bed and jump in the shower and get on with my day. Now I try to take a moment and really just kind of pause and really reflect on what I want to be mindful of moving into the day, and any any discomfort I might be experiencing. Maybe I didn't get a good night's sleep. Maybe I'm hungry and I need to get a bite before I walk out the door. Things like that. Just really just kind of clearing my mind and setting my intention for the day. It sounds like it's really formal, but it's not. That, and probably just having good quality time with a handful of people. Not a lot. I don't have a huge friend group, but I have a small group of friends that really know me, that know where I'm at, that I don't have to sugarcoat or wear any kind of a mask for, and if I'm going through a struggle or anything like that, they can be there for me, and I can be honest and seek that support, because I think social support is just critical. And especially as I get older, I find that I don't need that crowd of people, but I need a handful of people that really know me and who I can have in my life and lean on when I need to.
Thank you, Dr. Spohn, for your time and sharing with us today.
Thank you, Brandon.
I want to tell you a story. One day, there was a wise man walking down this long golden beach, and off in the distance, he saw a man who was throwing something out into the ocean. He couldn't see what it was. So, as he approached the man, he could see that he was throwing starfish that had washed up on the shore out into the ocean. And as he got up on the man, he asked him, "What are you doing?" The wise man was confused. The man said, "I'm throwing these starfish back out into the ocean. They've washed up on the shore and they have no way to get back. And if I don't do this, then they'll die." So the wise man looked to his left and his right at the length of this beach, and as far as the eye could see, off into the horizon on both ends, the beach was lined full with starfish, thousands upon thousands, in an incalculable amount. He looked back at the man, and he laughed, and he said, "What are you doing this for? There's no possible way that you can make a difference. There's too many. There's no way you can make a difference." The man looked at the wise man dead in the eyes, and He reached down and he picked up another starfish and he threw it out into the ocean. He looked back at the wise man and he said, "I made a difference for that one."